The secret to marriage, y'all, is this from a Thai woman. She said to me, Donna, I tell you very, very important secrets. You never, ever, ever. And I thought she was going to say, never go to bed angry. And she said, you never, ever, ever talk to each other. I said, oh, excellent. I love that idea. That's amazing. Oh, my goodness. So I'll tell you a little bit more about my mom before I have to go, but she has the best stories and put together ideas in her head a little differently. I was telling her one day about my friend who was arrested on 6th Street. He got really, really drunk, and I said, Mom, my friend got arrested on 6th Street. He was peeing on a car. And of course she said, was he black? And I said, no, I don't think he was black, but he was peeing on the car. He got drunk, the policeman arrested him, and my mom goes, what color was the car? I don't know. And then my mom told me when she was watching the news, and you know, on social media, people find each other, and then like Jason's story, there's true crime that happens, and you might get killed. There was some Facebook story, so my mom calls me, Donna. Donna, I know you get on the social media, but you get killed if you get on the quick book. I said, it's Facebook, and QuickBooks is terrifying, but I didn't get on that. My goodness. And my dad, I didn't talk much about my dad, but he's kind of like Clint Eastwood. He's always very angry, and he's always smoking a cigarette. He's always got a deep voice, and he's always talking like this. And so one day, my mom and I were watching the news with my dad. I was in college, and I came home to visit, and the news story was that there was a giant flood going on. And my mom says to my dad, which I thought was a brilliant question, my dad's name is Don, and my mom's name is Vina, and my mom says, Don, how do they make the sandbag? And my dad was sitting in his chair, and he turned around with a cigarette, and he goes, they put sand in a bag. It's like, that's brilliant, Dad. It's amazing. And the next story was about killer bees, so my mom goes, Don, how they tell the difference between killer bee and regular bee? And I was like, that's a really good question. How do they tell the difference between a killer bee and a regular bee? And my dad had a cigarette, and he spun her, and he goes, killer bees have teeny tiny little goddamn machine guns. Holy moly, that was a great answer. Oh my goodness. Do y'all remember the Faces of Death DVD? That was some bullshit. My mom made me rent those and watch them with her. People were dying in horrific ways, like falling out of airplanes with no parachutes, and people were getting eaten by alligators, and my mother made me watch this with her. And my dad, who was an ER physician, it scared him to death. So my dad tells my mom, why do you make her watch this shit? This is not cool, and she's gonna be terrorized for the rest of her life. And my mom said, Don, because if Donna die one day, I not want her to be surprised. That happened in my life. Goodness, so my mom also wondered when I go to comedy club, she always said, Donna, when you go to the comedy club and you're walking down alley, you not be scared? You not be worried? And I said, why would I be worried? And she said, you're not worried somebody jump out from alley and adopt you? I look forward to being adopted at this point. Oh my goodness. My mom also wondered, every time I went to a comedy show, this is like, I don't know, I've been married 14 years, so let's say 15, 16 years, right after we did the show, the Naked Night show, I would travel a lot by myself. I was going to Houston to do a gig at the Houston Improv. Oh, let me get that. Can I answer that? Oh, let's. Oh, don't call her back. It's okay. That's okay. God, that was my moment. I felt like Matt Rife for a minute. I was like, oh. We're going to do some crowd work. It's going to be amazing. That's okay. Tell her I love her. Hey, where was I?
Walking down the
Alley, okay. Walking down the alley, I got scared. She thought I was scared. So I was going to Houston for a gig. I was by myself. I drove by myself a lot, all around Texas to different gigs. And my mom would call me, and I was just leaving Austin, and I'd been single for a few years after the divorce, and my mom said, Donna, it is me, your mother. I was like, I know, Mom, I'm going to Houston. And she said, Donna, how come you're alone? You're always so very alone. And I said, oh, well, let's talk about that, Mom. Why am I alone? Let's unpack that together. Let's discuss. I said, Mom, I'm alone because you and Dad had the inability to prove love and affection to me as a child, and you never uttered the words, I love you. So I never can meet a man of substance. I can't connect with anybody successfully. And because of that, I can't hang on to a relationship for more than a few months at a time. And you and Dad had a great relationship, except you fought every day. So therefore, I've decided in my life that I need to be alone. That's why I'm alone, Mom. That's why I'm alone. Damn, Donna, I just asked why you go to Houston alone. She was like, are you okay? Like, what? You want me to make you noodle when you come home? I'm like, yes, please. Thank you. Oh, bless her. Oh, my goodness. Another time, thank you for laughing so hard up front. I love that for me. So we have HEBs here, so when my mom was around, I would have to take my mom to HEB. And you know when somebody doesn't speak English really well, you kind of yell at them? I do that. It's terrible. It's very racist, by the way. Don't do that. But when we went to HEB, my mom would have a checkbook. Do y'all remember those? We would write a checkbook. Like, I would have to write, Donna, you not forget to write in my checkbook. And I'm like, why do you say it that way? It's so cute, but it's just a checkbook. Okay, Donna, you not forget the checkbook. So we'd go to HEB together. And she, like I said, she's about that tall, she's brown, and she's mean. And we're in HEB, and the woman has decided in Lockhart, Texas, that she's going to yell at my mom to make her understand English better. Big boo. Don't do it. I can do it, but you can't do it to my mom. So she leans over to me and my mom, and she's trying to be helpful, and she goes, your total is $25.15. Thank you for shopping at H-E-B. Like, she's not a deaf Mexican. She's just an angry Asian lady with her checkbook. And another time, my dad told my mom, he said, Vina, I'm going to tell you a joke, and you're going to say it back to me so you don't mess it up at work. She worked at Motorola for like 30 years. So my dad said, Vina, listen, I'm telling you a joke. You're going to tell it back to me, and you don't mess it up. Have you seen Stevie Wonder's wife? No. He hasn't either. God, y'all are slow. The woman fell down. The whole show went to shit. So we'll check on her later. So my dad says that, you can't mess it up, so say it back to me, Vina. Say the joke back, and she gets mad. No, I don't want to say the joke, Don. I not give a shit about the joke. And I'm like, egging her, you can say the joke, Mom. You can say the joke. So she goes, Don, okay, have you seen Stevie Wonder? And we're like, no, that's not quite it. It's have you seen Stevie Wonder's wife? And she's practicing, she's thinking, and she's like, Don, goddamn. Have you seen Stevie Wonder's wife? And my dad and I look at her, we go, no. And she goes, well, he don't have one. These are true stories, y'all. So my dad made her practice the joke for 3 whole days. And I'm in college, and I come home, and I had the answering machine that beeped, right, when you had a message. Remember those? They were so fun. So I get home, and the answering machine's beeping, and I'm like, oh, I got a message. So I hit the button, and Donna, it's me, your mother. I'm like, God damn, I know it's you, my mother. So I'm looking at the machine like this, and it's playing, and I see the little doohickey turning, and she goes, Donna, your daddy make me practice joke for 3 goddamn days. Here we go. Donna, have you seen Stevie Wonder's wife? And I looked down at my machine, and I went, no. And she goes, well, call me when you do. Click. story. I'm going to let you guys get going here in a little bit, but my favorite story, now I'm not going to tell y'all what to do, but I've gotten a standing ovation for this last joke. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but this is my favorite bit of all time because it's a true story and my mother is just the sweetest, funniest lady. But my mom calls me one day. She lives on a ranch in Lockhart, and I'm in Austin at this point. And she calls and she goes, Donna, today we have a new donkey. His name Abel, and he hee-haw all day. And I said, Mom, I'm at work. Why are we talking about this donkey named Abel? She said, Donna, you listen to me. We have a new donkey, his name Abel. But he hee-haw all day. He's so very, very loud. And I said, he's loud? So you're telling me you have a loud donkey that we're talking about while I'm at work? She said, Donna, he's so cute, but he's so loud. And I said, okay, Mom, I need to go, but let the ass do his job. Just put him in a pasture and let the ass do his job. And she'd never heard that word in that context. So she says, Donna, he not talk about you. You don't have to talk about him. And I said, no, it's not a bad word. It's in the Bible. It means donkey. It means mule. So just let Abel do his job. I have to go back to work. So a few days goes by and she calls me at work and she said, Donna, I at work today and everybody laugh at me and I not know why. And I said, trust me, old woman, it was something you said. I said, what did you say today at work? And she said, Donna, I talk about how cute my ass is. But it makes so much noise.